to the SWU Report video cast. We're still giving this a try, but before we get too far, I do want to point out my US jersey here. I know it's the jersey from a couple years back, but I'm still excited because we're kicking off our first group play game a little later today. So we'll see how that goes. I feel like it's likely to go pretty well. All right. Now, you may have also seen that I recently posted an article to the website with the deck tech breaking down a let's say a highly experimental Fennec Shand list. So I thought I would also kick off some video content creation here and see if we might be able to record a couple of games with that deck. See how it goes. All right, let's hit our screen recorder here. Okay, bingo. Pop back over to Karabast from my World Cup coverage. All right, we've got Shand over Fist, Premier, next set, best of one. Let's join the queue.
Hello there.
All right, we're still recording. I think we're still recording. Good deal. All right, we got Aura Singh, red 30. Okay, let's see how this goes. See if we get an okay draw to start off with. Waiting on their initiative decision, it seems. Okay, we've got a Codebreaker. That's great. Pursue the lead, a Ferry Droid, X Forgets, Doorbuster, and another Ferry Droid. Okay. So, let's see. We've already got a Gambit. I guess Doorbuster's kind of our best second turn play here off of a Codebreaker. Let's go ahead and keep this. We're gonna resource one of the Ferry Droids and the pursue the lead and see where we go. Waiting on their action here. Okay, we're up. They passed. We're going to drop a Codebreaker. We can get another Axe Forgets or a jump to Lightspeed. We don't really have anything on the space front at the moment for the JTL shenanigans. So let's maybe grab another Axe Forgets and see how that plays out. Claims initiative, so we'll pass for the turn. Okay, so we grab a far, far away. Man, we are swimming in Gambits to start and an Urrr'k. I don't think we need quite that many Gambits. And the far, far away, again, we don't really have the shenanigans with us at the moment for that. So let's resource the far, far away and see how it goes. Let's also close our Discord notifications. Okay, collateral damage. 2 to the Codebreaker, 2 to base. Codebreaker is still nicely alive here. So let's turn our exhausted Codebreaker into a ready Doorbuster now that they've spent all their resources. Waiting on their decision. They can't hit either of our units at the moment. Okay, they claim. Let's go ahead and hit them for 3, restore, and we've got nothing else, so we'll pass. Okay, we do have an AT-Hauler, a Warrior. We've got that Ferry Droid. All right, I think for the game plan we've got going here, the Warrior maybe does the least for us. So let's resource there. Let's see what we've got. Okay, they drop a droid laser turret. Um, Not exactly my favorite thing to see here when we're trying to slip some stuff through. So we can Axe Forgets that, bounce that to their hand, which I think is probably our game plan. But they've still got a resource left. Let's kind of see what we do, or what they do. If we start with the Stolen AT-Hauler, we can still grab that Axe Forgets off the discount of the Codebreaker. They pass. Okay, they're waiting to see what we got. Let's go ahead. We'll pop that with the Axe Forgets. They claim initiative and pass. Okay, sweet. So at that point, we come in with the Doorbuster. We restore ourselves back to 0. We come in with Codebreaker. And let's go ahead and deploy Fennec. Take some extra damage where we can. And then we'll go ahead and pass. All right, we get a second Codebreaker. We get an It's Not Over Yet. So let's see, out of this stuff, I like being able to search a little further once they killed this Codebreaker. So as much as I hate to, I think we're going to resource the It's Not Over Yet. I think we get a little more mileage out of our second Axe Forgets. And the units. Okay. Oh, let's see. They replayed the turret and then they rolled back. What did they do? Knowledge and defense to knock out the doorbuster. Okay. So they went that way first instead of replaying the turret, and they can't replay the turret now at this point. So let's see about. We're on 5 resources. We've got that Urrr'k available. Let's use our Codebreaker and drop Urrr'k. Claims initiative and passes. Okay, we're good to just attack out here with the AT-Hauler, Fennec, and Urrr'k. They're at 23. And then I pass. Going into 6 resources. So they're still shy of Aura, and we are threatening them pretty hard this turn. Jump to Lightspeed. I think we may hang on to that jump to Lightspeed. See if we can pull off our shenanigans for that. So let's resource the High Singer to start. So if we can pull off the jump to Lightspeed shenanigans in space, if they muck up the ground with a Sentinel, or we can just hit with the AT-Hauler and Urrr'k if they don't muck things up on the ground. Okay, they dropped Lost and Forgotten on Urrr'k, so they're out of resources. So I think we pretty much can just finish things off here. They healed, but all right. They claimed initiative and passed. So we're going to jump to Lightspeed, the AT-Hauler, and then with Fennec, we're going to replay, exhausting the Codebreaker, replay the AT-Hauler. It's ready. We attack, and then we attack with Fennec, and that's game. All right, they requested a rematch, so let's confirm that and see how it goes. We'll load that same deck. Waiting to see what they've got here. There we go. Now we're starting. Okay, they're replaying, or they did settle on that for sure. Do we mulligan or keep this? We've got a 2 tubes into Sakatro or a Protectorate Fighter or High Singer. Not an Outcast or a Master Codebreaker like we might want to open. So let's mulligan and see if we get lucky. Oh, hey, okay, there we did get an Outcast. We've got a Qi'ra, so she's an easy resource option. We've got 2x for gets. Those seem to be awfully handy for us right now. Outcast is going to help us on a second turn warrior. Hopefully we draw into another red, or do we just play it straight up into Sakatro and start taxing them? We don't have any other reds, so I think I might try playing straight up. Okay. They passed to start. We'll drop Outcast. They claimed initiative, so we'll pass. Okay, and we did not draw another red, so I feel okay about that. We drew a Far, Far Away and a Deveranian Doorbuster. So we don't necessarily have to play straight up with Sakatro now. We don't have the shenanigans for Far, Far Away, so let's resource that. All right, they pass to start. In that case, they're on 3. If they've got a knowledge and defense, they could pop the Doorbuster if we drop that this turn. So yeah, let's play it straight up with Sakatro. Let's call it war. Okay. Also, yeah, that would have been enough to knock out the Doorbuster in one. So we'll just hit him for 1 with the Outcast. She finishes off Sakatro, and we have to claim. Okay. We've got to pursue the lead. The third X forgets. I really don't think we need the third of those at the moment, so we'll resource there. We're not quite doing like I would have wanted here. So let's try to play a Doorbuster ready. See if they've got an instant kill for it. They did another, let's call it war. Okay, we'll deploy Fennec at least. And let's attack. And they've claimed, so we'll pass after that. Okay, we do have a unique. We've got grief. We've got some bounces. We're going to 5 resources. So I think the pursue the lead mucks with their hand a little bit, but they've got a large enough hand that I don't think it does enough. So let's get rid of that. We'll keep the units and we'll keep our bounce so we can try to keep the lane free to come in. Oof. They've got Vader, which is not superb for us here, but they did spend all their resources on it. So let's attack while we can. Let's also, we'll go ahead, use Fennec's ability for the Protectorate Fighter. Get a couple extra bodies. And let's throw the fighter at him in space here. definitely not as strong of a start for us. I think if they'd been shy either one of those removals, we'd be in a lot better spot. Vader's going to be a little bit of a pain to get through, but I think we've got some play here with space units to swing and blow some actions, and hopefully they wind up having to do something with Vader and get him exhausted. If we're lucky here, I missed passing, they'd already claimed. If we're lucky, we draw another space unit, and we were not that lucky, sadly. So, what is our best game plan out of this stuff? We're going to 6 resources so we can drop Sakatro and High Singer, which I think is probably about our best idea. Let's see. I think units are going to be important as they try to turn the tide. Yeah, they knock out Fennec, but they're exhausted now. So that is a plus for us. They did not take the opportunity first with Aura to knock out the Protectorate fighter, which is great for me. Now I drop High Singer and I can put the fighter out of easy Aura range. They may have different removal for it, and they did. They had collateral damage, but at least they could not just blow Aura's ability on that. So let's see. What else have we got here? We can drop the Sakatro, I think. No disintegrations. Okay, putting him in range of being hit. So let's throw the Mandalorian to base. Try to keep some pressure on. Outcast to base. They've claimed. We'll pass. Well, we did draw an AT-Hauler, which is pretty nice. Doorbuster and so on. Grief Karga. They're on the Aura reveal here, though, which I think is net pretty negative for us. We probably wanted to win before they get her free kill, which knocks off most everything that we've got available to us. All right, knocks off High Singer. So I guess we buff Outcast now. They've spent no resources yet. They've got nothing else going on here. So I guess we swing in with Outcast and see. Choosing Outcast instead of Mandalorian, hoping that they choose the Mandalorian for the kill. I think the Outcast's ability in total here, if we can get things kind of running again, is probably better for us. So fingers crossed. See if we can bait out some other removal. Okay, he attacks, or they attack in. Let's drop Grief. Probably should have tried the AT-Hauler there. Make sure whether they have the removal or not. They've got to go for it. But then if they've got it, boy, I think I'm in a bad spot to deal with getting hit back with AT-Haulers. Waiting to see what they do here. Lost and forgotten to defeat the Outcast. Whew. All right, we got to claim initiative. I think we have stalled out here. Not a whole lot going on. Though we might get lucky with an Urrr'k play. Urrr'k and the Protectorate fighter might get us a little bit further. He's not playing anything small enough to hit with Axe Forgets, but he might try and drop a turret or something soon. Let's resource the AT-Hauler. I think that just really solidifies things if we try to go that way. So we will go with a Fennec, Karga exhaust into Urrr'k. See if we can get a little damage in with Urrr'k here if we're lucky. All right. Attacked Grief with Aura. Vader has got that Sentinel, so I can't get around him at the moment. I'm going to pass. I don't think he's likely to skip attacking with Vader, depending on what they've got for the 8 resource play here, though. Oh, there's the droid laser turret. I guess we will. They can just replay that even if we hit Axe Forgets. I think we are toast. I think we are toast here. Let's pass, see if they hit with Vader or play something else. They attacked with Vader. Let's pass one more time. They've still got 5 resources. We'll see if we can get a little tricksy here. They claimed, so we can at least. We can't because they did that. So we're a little stuck. I think this game is a goner. I'm going to go ahead and concede that one. Okay, so let's pop back out. We've got all our settings still set. Let's try another game. See what happens.
Hello there.
All right, CAD blue. Looks like I'm hitting a lot of control-y type stuff at the moment. Not too surprising. Ash definitely brought some tasty options for villainy blue. Okay. What have we got? We've got unauthorized investigation, High Singer, Peli, a Taylander, a Broken Horn, and a Doorbuster. Do we keep this? We can open Peli and go into a Doorbuster on turn 2. I don't hate that play, so let's keep it and give it a try. On the resource front, how about Broken Horns are most expensive, and I'm a little wary at the moment if we're going to be able to keep up initiative for the shuttle. So let's try resourcing those. I'm hoping I can be in a spot here for an unauthorized investigation. Ideally, that's part of what this deck likes. The game plan, anyway, was that spy tokens are kind of a lower cost for Fennec's ability as far as the unit exhaust goes. Okay, they start with Cyril, so yeah, gonna be a lot of unit damage here. We'll drop Peli. They've claimed. We'll pass. All right, what else do we have? To a resource. We've got another Taylander. We still got that unauthorized investigation. We drew a Codebreaker this turn. I do kind of wish I had started with him, but we're not that lucky, are we? How about the shuttle again? Alright. Cyril attacking into Peli. He discloses 2 Maroks. Oof. Well, those are going to be some big sentinels he's about to have. Okay, I can either discard or take 2 damage to Peli. I think we're going to be short on cards here, so let's take the damage. He'll wind up killing her with Cyril's regular combat damage. And so in that case, let's try to go ahead and disclose stuff to make a couple spy tokens. All right, they get their Merrick. We'll claim initiative. They ping. Okay. Where are we here? We're going into 4 resources, so this is probably the time to drop a stolen AT-Hauler. They're going to have several bodies around themselves. Let's resource the Doorbuster. And okay, here's our spot on Fennec. Play from hand. All right, we'll go with the one that has already had a damage to it. And go ahead and drop out that AT-Hauler. All right, they attack us. Cyril into a spy. And they disclose what they need. I don't think I can afford to discard, so we take the damage. Let's swing into base. Oh, they go into base. Okay. Let's deploy Fennec here. So we're going to need to get through Merrick at some point. I know he's got a second in hand, but there's not really much point, I think, in sitting on Fennec and not using her. She's only going to get outclassed as the game goes, so we might as well. We'll actually knock out Cyril, I think. Almost forgot. She's got Saboteur, so I think that was a way better option for us to go ahead and knock out Cyril, so he's not continuing to go crazy. We'll claim initiative here. They passed. We kept them off of playing anything that round, which I feel pretty okay on. So what else have we got? We're going into 4 resources. I think that Axe Forgets is going to be nice to maybe bounce and get a defender like Merrick out of the way. I think it may be Benthic that we do. Okay. So we could get some a ready character here. Let's see. They can kill off either one of these. I think they probably intend to go for Fennec herself. So let's see if we can muck with that a little bit. Let's play a unit from hand ready. Let's go ahead and exhaust Fennec for it and play a Quarren Contractor. Got my own Sentinel. They'll have to attack into that or turn up Saboteur, which I'm betting is unlikely on their side. All right, they do some damage to the AT-Hauler. Let's go ahead and swing. Oh, they finish it off. They're going to be able to replay and come back at me. I don't love that, so we'll have to hit it with the axe forgets next time. Let's see. Let's throw our spy into Urrr'k. Oh, okay. They were willing to throw that at the contractor. Still got 1 health left on Urrr'k. Is it better for us to go ahead and trade here or wait for that attack? I think it's better for me to wait. All right. Yep. They got the AT-Hauler back out. We've got Peli and the Skirmisher and so on. We're going to be going to 6 resources here. So let's go with Peli. All right, we've got a little bit of stuff we can do. I think we'll have to start with the axe forgets to bounce the AT-Hauler. Waiting here. Okay, did another damage to the core and contractor. All right, while we've got the option, let's Fennec to replay the AT-Hauler. All right. They lost and forgotten to the AT-Hauler. We're still sitting on Urrr'k facing off against the contractor. So, boy, don't love that. Let's pass here. They replay the hauler. Let's pass again. Okay, they did decide to trade Urrr'k. They at least can't replay a new one, so we'll claim. They've got CAD, though. CAD goes to base. Okay. We could resource here. We're not going to have a unit around anymore to use Fennec's ability, though. Yeah, maybe we'll resource just in case. All right, Fennec. Let's send Fennec to base. Let's kind of see here. Collateral damage to knock her off. Let's drop 1 skirmisher. See if they choose to kill it or go to base. I'm expecting them to go to base. Yeah, they go to base. So we'll at least drop a 2nd skirmisher to exhaust CAD. Buy ourselves a little time. They drop a armored commando on the ground, and I guess we'll have to claim initiative here. Okay, so I think we probably. Actually, I think we may resource the contractor. I think having that extra resource available could be worthwhile here. Let's Fennec for a broken horn. Get ourselves a draw. Now we've got a unit big enough to knock out that AT-Hauler at least. They go to base again. Oof. Ouch. There we go. Pre-Vizsla. I think we're toast. I was kind of hoping to try to stabilize here, but Pre has pretty well made sure we're toast. We'll grab a Codebreaker. They want to undo. I guess we'll allow it. They go to base. We'll still play a Codebreaker. Jump to Lightspeed. We haven't done enough damage for our trick from the first game to do enough for us here, which is kind of a bummer, but oh well, them's the breaks. Yeah, discard's not going to do us any good really, but also, yeah, we don't have much else going on here. Extra resource might be semi worthwhile. Well, they're probably just killing the Codebreaker. I mean, they've got lethal on us, but let's go ahead and do the little bit we can just for fun. Yeah, they go ahead there. We will jump to Lightspeed. And that's game. Oh, well, there we go, folks. I think I'm going to stop with just 3 games with it at the moment. We're going to live off of the enjoyment of game 1. The deck really did what it wanted to do. So if you give it a try as well, let me know how that goes. And until the next time, may the Force be with you.